Hey guys, Blue Bridge here, and today I'm going to be looking at our upcoming match against Manchester United, and particularly talking about Enzo Fernandez. So let's get into it. So today, story of two Enzos for the press conference, because Enzo Maresca was asked about Endo Fernandez. But before I get into that, Manchester United have a new manager. It's been confirmed today that Ruben Almiron is their new manager. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on, actually, because he was someone who Chelsea had a good look at before appointing Enzo Maresca to the post. And so, is he going to do well in England? Time will tell. 39 years old. I want to wish him good luck, but he seems like a nice person. But he's going to be managing Manchester United, so how can I wish someone good luck? Because I don't want Manchester United to do well. So anyway, he's not out the dugout against us, so that's good news, or maybe not, because new manager bounce. Ruud van Nistelrooy got off to a good start, won 5-2 against Leicester in the Carabao Cup. So he'll be continuing, a legend at the club as well. And it's important that we try and get something out of this Manchester United game, because we haven't beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford for a number of years now. So, this is, if it was on the Ten Hag, and I'll say, yeah, we're definitely winning this, because I'm not sure what Ruud van Nistelrooy's training has been like in the last few days, whether you've got them hungry and pressing, because Manchester United don't press. They don't press as aggressively as we saw Newcastle in the cup game the other day, or even the home game, where we managed Newcastle's press really well. We managed Liverpool's press really well, and even Man City, but all of them press aggressively. We tended to manage to play out the back against those sides quite well. Manchester United's press is kind of non-existent. Whether the players are going to have a point to prove and play with a little bit more intensity in this game, I don't know. Only time will tell. But Sunday's going to be a big match. We need to get back into winning ways after that defeat against Newcastle in the cup. We need to finish strong in the league, fourth in the league or higher, and do well in the other competitions also. And talking about before I get on to the Enzo Fernandez situation, the question was asked about why we perform better in the second half of games rather than the first half. And Maresca said, because we are a team who are possession-based now, and we have a lot of the ball. It's always good when it's less tiring when you have more of the ball than you're chasing the game. And he says maybe in the first half, because teams run against us, and in the second half, because we have used up less energy than they have, they get a bit more tired, and it gives us the ability to pass through them a lot easier. One of my coaches, when I used to play many years ago, he always said something to me: the ball never gets tired. And that's the thing. So if you got the ball and you let the ball do the work, rather than having to run around and chase around all the time, then it keeps you fitter as the game goes on. So anyway, let me move on to too many Enzos. Let me move on to the Fernandez situation now, and because a lot of the press conference was dominated about the fact that Enzo Fernandez is now, he didn't want to call it an A or B team because it's a Chelsea squad, and we can't label teams A, B teams. I made a mistake of doing that in my review the other day. Shouldn't really be doing that, but he's not in the first 11, the main 11 who play in the big league games, the more important games, if there is a hierarchy of games. And what we're seeing now is that the manager prefers a midfield pivot off Lavia and Caicedo now, and Enzo is on the bench. He's been on the bench for the last couple of big games, and he's played in the other competitions, the cup competitions. So rather than calling them the A, B and the B team, I'll say the cup team and the league team. So he's more in the cup team rather than in the league team at the moment. So when asked about this question, he said, and this is a thing which I've always had my reservations about Fernandez. I think he's a great passer of the ball, when he gets it right. His passing hasn't been up to scratch of late, I don't think. And if he's not offering us those expansive passing, the vision and everything else, he can be a bit of a liability off the ball. And the reason, and he said, when you're playing him alongside, say, Caicedo, then off the ball you lose that bit of physicality because he's not got that physical presence in transition. And Lavia Caicedo partnership offer more of a security, more physicality, and they can dominate that midfield a lot better than if you have like a Enzo Fernandez in there. In the Premier League, the assets you need to succeed, you need a bit of strength, you need speed, you need that physicality, strength, the same thing, and that's the sort of things that you need because it's a fast-paced game in the Premier League, and in a lot of games he's been found wanting in that physicality aspect, in that speed aspect as well. He doesn't cover the ground as well as some of the other midfielders that we have at our disposal. And so if the thing is, we know what's going to happen. In a couple of years' time, maybe sooner, he'll move over to Spain, to Real Madrid or someone like that. And a lot of our fan base will say, why did we get rid of this player? Look how he's excelling in Spain or whatever. But different leagues suit different players. He'll do well in La Liga, I think. He'll do well in Italy. He'll do well in those leagues which is not as physically demanding as a Premier League. So those sort of teams or leagues, yeah, he'll do well. But in the Premier League, he may prove me wrong. But at the moment, what I'm seeing a decent player. Because he's not as rubbish as some people are saying. Some people are saying not good. He is a good player, but I don't think he's suited for the style of football we want to play at the moment and the league that we're in at the moment. If the setup was different, maybe if we'd played in a midfield three and you had like Lavia, if we played alongside maybe a Lavia, Caicedo, and we had Fernandez in that team, it could work because you've got that extra cover. But if we're playing like two wingers and a 10 and then him's in a double pivot, then for me it's not something that is ideal to his style of football. And moving on from there was a question by my favourite reporter, Ray, and she mentioned about Santos, and Santos is ideal for that position because Santos can play in that double pivot role because on all that left side is position, because he's having great numbers at the moment at Strasbourg, and he's got that physicality, he's press resistant, and a good thing about him, he offers us something different that all our other midfielders don't. He's a goal scoring threat. He's already scored, 5 or 6 goals for Strasbourg. Strasbourg is a similar league, a French league, so it's a similar, the physicality in there. There's a lot of big, strong, imposing midfielders in that league, and he's holding his own in that league. So it's not a case of, like Italy or Spain, like I mentioned before, where it's a slower paced league. This is a league where you've got that physicality. So I think he can come into the Premier League and not look out of place. And he's somebody to look out for. If I had a crystal ball, I'll say I can see Enzo going in a couple of years' time. I can see Santos coming in and filling that position. And Maresca did say that he's looking at Santos, and the loan deal was a good move for him, which I think is right. I don't think he should stay with us. I think a season on loan in Strasbourg at his age would be more beneficial than getting the odd cup game here and there in the league. So I think it was the right move, and hopefully now that we've seen what he can do and what he can achieve, next season he comes in and he gives us an option in the midfield area. So I don't think I got the two Enzos mixed up too much, probably once or twice, but hopefully I got it, correct on more occasions than not. So tough game on Sunday against Manchester United. No matter how poor Manchester United are doing, they always give us a tough game, especially at Old Trafford. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to get the better of us in games gone by, and even Ten Hag got the better of us when we played at Old Trafford. So even though they're in a little bit of a mess until Almiron comes, still have to play them and be on the top of our game, and try not to give them that confidence booster that they have, because it's the shackles of, sometimes when a manager goes, the players become more comfortable. As I said, they're trying to prove a point, but I'm hoping that our players can put in the work rate and get the desired result. So are you confident going into the game against Manchester United on Sunday? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget, as always, to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, and be notified every time I make a new video. So have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.